Blessings, everyone. As always, we will begin with a general look at the incoming wave that will have an effect on all people of all signs. Remember, incoming waves are here to stay, not just for a week, but as a new dynamic of this reality experience. This week, we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant, or High Priest, illustrating the new Earth dynamic that will be integrating into each personal and collective experience. There is so much intervention here, so much assistance. Those two cards together bring a harmony of spiritual truth and experiential truth, the internal and external reality merging into one coherent whole. The High Priestess brings great activation and awareness of the spiritual process in its complete truth to all. The Hierophant brings divine intercession and intervention with rerouting those who are lost back onto their true path. This will show up in many ways. In the April preview, we discussed disclosure through exposure in regards to the spiritual processes of the universe on a multidimensional level. This wave begins the revival, or aptly timed resurrection, of the divine truth of the self and the universe. Spiritual contact, skill, and healing will be abundant the world over. Do not allow yourself to get slowed down by distractions. Filter the sensational media, both mainstream and non-mainstream. Get away from the confirmation-biased interactions. Take space from wounded healer distraction activities. Shut down identity agendas and groupthink immersion. Voids and emptiness will be filled completely over with the new light as these energies surge through every fabric of our lives with new revelation, healing, direction, and the eradication of illusion and falsity. This is a time of great allowance. Where emptiness was, now is support. Where blindness was, now comes new sight. Where distortion and discord were, now a new love light. Make as much room for this as possible. While this is here to stay and will be here at work henceforth, why wait? Many otherworldly and preternatural phenomena will be occurring from this week onward. This is the return of the sacred nature of the soul, the power and ability to be a part of the spiritual and universal process rather than subject to it. This applies to those of all ages and experiences, though for many on this path it has become much more prevalent of late anyway. Expect more. These are shift opportunities. Now is the revelation of the true light and the restoration of the divine self. It is here to stay, bringing the return to the true soul journey for all willing hearts. Alright, Gemini, now that we've had a chance to look over the incoming wave and talk a bit about what is happening to everyone as sort of a general read for the week and beyond, because remember they're here to stay, let's have a look and see how this is going to play out for you, or how this lands for you. Remember, if you ever want to get a session with me, go to my website, it's integrativemysticism.com, or you can open the down bar below and follow the links there. Also, the Tarot Home Study course is on sale through Tuesday, April 7th. It's $20 off, so it's only $19.99 now. If you want to check it out or take advantage of the sale, you have to go to my website for it. It's over 3 hours of pre-recorded content by me, plus supplemental documents I have written to help get you a head start on learning tarot or boning up on your studies for practical readings. So, what is going on when it comes to your cards? Well, for your archetypal themes, what is kind of playing out for, behind the scenes for everything, right? What is overlighting the experience of all areas of our life? Well, you've got the Death card upright. Now, remember, it's a baby reader tarot trender mistake to assume that the Death card has to be something scary, so we're not going to go there. We don't do that. Not at Scarlet Moon. This frickin' Hogwarts here. We do mastery stuff. And with the Death card upright, what I'm actually getting is that we are moving into a space where a lot of
I guess you could say endings that people have been kind of resisting, or endings that have been resisted, rather, are starting to finally commence. Because I'm not getting a surprise from this. I'm not seeing something that's like, oh, people are just kind of caught off guard. It feels like a lot of endings or a lot of transitions that people have seen coming, maybe even have been hoping for, are finally starting to physicalize and substantiate in all areas of your space. So this is a great time, a great week for those of you Gemini people that have been stuck or in a situation that's been trapped in a holding pattern, or maybe resisting progress in any way, shape, or form. In fact, with the Death card upright, for those of you that have been feeling like you need to find a way to cut loose, this is where this is happening. There's a huge energy of detachment around this for you. If you've been feeling trapped at a certain project, trapped in a certain place in your job, trapped with a certain circumstance with your social life, trapped in a certain living situation, or maybe it just feels like everything is getting held or frozen in time, this week is going to start dislodging all of that stuckness. In fact, as we get to the News and Arrivals card, we've got the Ten of Swords in reverse. And we have sort of a bacon-saving kind of moment for a lot of you, or a bacon-saver moment is what I'll call it. Because we have the Ten of Swords reverse is showing that there is sort of beyond all hope or beyond the shadow of a doubt, there is something that is coming up either through a friend, a family member, or again, just news in general for you, that is allowing you to finally break out of a place of being trapped or a place of entrapment. And with the Ten of Swords reversed, I feel like this could be even through the revival of some kind of opportunity, connection, or relationship that we are able to throw all our attention and energy over there, right? We're not going to sit here and we're not going to sink with the ship. We're not going to stay in the holding pattern. We're not going to do that, right? We're not going to get distracted by that. We're going to go over here and finally create the new. And the Ten of Swords reverse could be showing up as an alternative being presented, right? An escape route being offered your way, or again, the revival of an opportunity or even a connection that is also sort of not just the revival, but the transition to a new chapter for you, which is a really cool energy here. When it comes to material resources, we have the Four of Cups upright. I want you to keep an open mind, all right? Because with the Four of Cups upright, we do have something in the offering for you, whether it's, material resources themselves, like money, or maybe even a financial opportunity or a professional opportunity. But with the Four of Cups, it's not going to feel or look appealing right away. So we have to, of course, put on the mastery discussion, right? We get away from the conditioning that everyone has to, be shimmery and shiny and do it like they do on TV. Because with the Four of Cups upright, there is actually a breakthrough that is being offered in a very humble way. Now, this could be a job, this could be a project, yes, this could even be a financial opportunity, but it's coming in a humble way from a humble place, but it is actually worth more than its own weight in gold. And so it's important that we are not superficial in the way that we assess what is coming to us. We have to drop that as a habit, because the Four of Cups is ultimately indicating this could take us to higher spaces, right? This could be very liberating in a material sense and a professional sense, very much an elevation. But the card is also just warning, like, other people may poo-poo this, other people may be shooting it down, other people may be misjudging it. Don't you be one of them, okay? Of course, do your due diligence. I'm not saying but be naive and just trust everything that comes your way, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. As we get to the Queen of Wands reversed for love and relationships, this is where things kind of get interesting. Because the Queen of Wands reversed, it does kind of feel like there could be a circumstance coming up where I feel like a partner, or maybe even it could be somebody new, for those of you that are available, is getting a little stir-crazy. And I feel like with the Queen of Wands reversed, we're actually seeing somebody feeling very anxious, go out of their way to try and get their life under control. But if they're not careful, they're actually going to do the opposite, right? Because some people act out, they act in. Sometimes they express in ways that are completely contradictory to their intention. It's like, it's like those people who say, I want love, I want healing, I need care right now, but they say, F you, get away from me instead, which is, again, it's a total mind F. But with the Queen of Wands reversed, I don't see you getting that from your partner, but you may be watching this go on. You may be watching them go through this with other people. It could be that this is a sign that they're not in a place where they could be honest about the fear, or maybe the anxiety, or the whatever's not getting, you know, properly taken care of for them right now. I want you to make sure that you're able to, of course, keep an open mind, but also at the same time show your partner, or show your, you know, the person who you're dating, what they're actually doing, because some people don't have that connect when they're in that anxious space, right? They're at a 9 out of 10. There's probably a perfectly rational and reasonable explanation for what they're doing. But at the same time, if they don't see that they're the ones pouring gas on their own fire, they're not going to stop doing it, and they're going to kind of burn something up. So I feel like this is a week where we have to kind of, you know, play it safe, but also at the same time play it smart in love. I don't see necessarily anything having to go in a bad direction with this. I don't see this a guaranteed negative thing. But at the same time, you know, our partner or our crush or whoever does need to kind of, you know, stop hurting their own cause with the way they're expressing themselves, sharing their intentions, or communicating it to the world. Because how we communicate our intentions to the world, the emotions we carry, well, that dictates whether or not the positive thoughts we're holding or the positive energy we want is going to manifest at all. So it's kind of a lesson time for them. All right, Gemini, so that is your horoscope for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.